Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, March 23rd. I skipped yesterday, gamed with my buddies, and I used this camera and the cam link to record. So, hopefully, quality of the video is better, at least a bit. I definitely had more control of the field of view because I had to zoom in to get it closer to what I'm used to, but even then I didn't zoom in quite as much, so that was nice. I might work to even zoom out a little bit, have a little wider view, able to see Bob, even though Bob is constantly trying to do this to the video. Bob, just quit leaning out of the camera. Anyways, it's Tuesday now, and Tuesday is movie day. And I mean, I can what am I going to? What movie should I watch? But I've actually moved some things on the shelf around because I've already decided. And therefore, I, from the beginning, moved everything about 4 DVDs width over to make a space right here at the beginning. I know I just watched James Bond last weekend, but I'm going to watch another one. Because that one's one that's Next one's From Russia with Love. I love From Russia with Love. And now also I have Blu-ray version to watch. So I'm going to check that out. And now I have, I think, 14 of the movies? For the most part, they are not going away. Goldfinger. I don't think the version of Goldfinger I has any bonus features, and I'll double check. But if not, I'll get rid of that one. But any of the ones like I know, my copy of From Russia with Love has commentary that's basically compiled from various interviews over the years, other full interviews. It has bonus features. It also has a description of the movie. My new collection that I got of Blu-rays does not. There's no movie description. It's just plain text. It lists the movies in this pack. So we'll cross that bridge when we have it. But I'll use the DVD version to read the description, and in all honesty, also to have a cover image for the, I put up the covers, I put the DVD covers on my movie review videos. At a certain point, I'm going to get to one of the movies I don't have a version of, and I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch From Russia with Love, and we can talk about that. That's a good one. Oh, wow. Okay, so I haven't actually gotten to start watching the movie. I put in the disc, and I'm at the menu at this point. That's as far as I've gotten. And I bought this set of all 24 James Bond movies on Blu-ray for like $80, $85 on Amazon. And it's a set, you have to kind of be careful with looking for it, because there are 2 of them. This set came out, and it came out before Spectre. And all they did was they're like, and we have an empty spot for you to put the next movie in. Then, after the movie released, they re-released it, basically repackaged it. This new front sleeve that mentions, from Dr. No to Spectre, shows here all of the DVDs have the same style on the cover, except Spectre actually looks different because it's basically just a copy of that movie added into the collection. But awesome, I'm like, okay, so it's basically just the movies, and from all the descriptions of it, there's no bonus features that I can see mentioned at all. And I mean, and I like those. Those are important to me. But I'm like, you know what? For the price, fine. I'll do without on the movies that I don't have, and I have the DVD versions for the ones, I'll keep those for ones I do. And I mean, I don't know if the DVD versions are the exact same bonus features as on here or not. But initially, I'm like, MI6 commentary by director Terrence Young and members of the cast and crew, which is the exact same wording that it was on Dr. No. So there's that. Let's see. And then there's special features, which includes declassified MI6 Vault, 007 Mission Control, Mission Dossier, which I'm wondering, which may just be names for things, but I mean, it feels like there are bonus features. This set has bonus features. That means a lot to me. And I basically figured that I was getting the cheaper price because I was doing without those. Like, why aren't they promoting that? This is so much better of a deal than they let on. So that's really exciting. I just learned that the movie that I just bought is more. I basically got more for my money than I was expecting. I mean, by a large margin, because, I mean, I was very close to being like, do I want to spend the $200 and buy each of them separate? Like, I would have spent quite a bit more knowing that. So I'm happy. I guess now I'm going to watch the movie. From Russia with love. It's a good one. I will give 007 From Russia with Love 8.1 out of 10. And I quite enjoy it. A good movie. I like to think. And it's a movie that I acknowledged at one point watching it, that the first several times I watched it, I did not keep up with what was going on with the plot. But at a certain point when watching it, I caught on. So it was done well enough that you could catch on, but I, particularly being younger when I first started watching it, it went over my head. Interested to see what the back of the box, since we have a box for this one. Sean Connery returns as James Bond in this thrill-a-minute adventure featuring remarkable villains, beautiful women, exotic locales. This time, Bond squares off against the evil Spectre organization in a race to seize the Soviet Lector decoding machine, thrusting him into a thrilling boat chase, a brutal helicopter attack, and a deadly brawl aboard the Orient Express, which those last three are all right near the end of the movie. And the thing that sets up for you to understand the movie is right at the beginning. In the office of Spectre, and they're looking at these betta fish. And it's the analogy that they make to what the plan is. They have 3 betta fish. 2 are fighting each other. The third is just standing off on the side, swimming off on the side, waiting for one of them to kill the other, and to be so weakened from the fight that it's easy to pick off. And that's what Spectre does. And so, the whole plot is Britain and Russia being put against each other to fight each other, stirring up, Cold War stuff, trying to make them fight, while the deception is this Russian agent is simply playing a romantic and interested young woman who saw a picture of James Bond and fell in love with him from the picture. And so she's willing to defect and hand over this Lector machine. There's this whole interchange between it, where really Spectre is trying to get that machine. They're trying to basically use those two sides through manipulation to get the device to them. That's their goal. And of course, the young woman falls for Bond along the way. He's James Bond. How could she not? And Tatiana is lovely and plays her part well. And a lot of the women of James Bond, the stories I loved most with them were the more committed relationship, and as you know, that's the role she's playing through most of it, and of course the fact that she's willing to actually defect, even though she's fighting an agent of Spectre. She doesn't know still. She thinks she's turning on her own government at the end to save him. So she does fall for him in the end, and that I find sweet. Of course, I don't believe she's in the next one, so it doesn't work out, does it? And that's sad. That is sad. But that's James Bond. He's always moving from one woman to the next. Q shows up, quartermaster, with the stocked luggage, and it has all these different things, and they all come up. The tear gas if you don't open it right, the gold sovereigns, the hidden knife, the rifle that folds down. All these gadgets packed into this one device. Simple. Practical. Awesome. I love it. So, and his gadgets show up, and that starts feeling more James Bond. We get the great opening scene where our villain, who really is James Bond's guardian angel throughout the movie, this Spectre agent, who is basically making sure that he is safe until the appointed time. You see him killing James Bond in the opening before the music number. But it was someone in a mask to look like James Bond. So this is a man that has been specifically trained for the purpose of killing James Bond. And that is what you get as the start of the movie. You get this whole interaction with the politics, family feuds, different interactions there, leading up to the theft of the Lecter decoder machine. And that feels like a huge part of the movie in and of itself, but then from there, we get the whole train sequence, and that's a big chunk of the movie. And then at that point, when, that villain has been defeated, it feels like, are we wrapping up the movie? No, you get escape and action scenes with the helicopters, and then further escape and action scenes with boats. And finally, they're riding through Venice. The couple on the boat, able to wave goodbye to the inappropriate film that was taken of them as they're disposing of it in the water. Or he is, she doesn't know. And just more or less waving goodbye as they float off into romance. And at this point, the movies are coming quick. Because in Dr. No, it said at the end of it, we'll be back in From Russia with Love. In From Russia with Love, it says at the end of the movie, James Bond will be back in Goldfinger. They're teasing it. Because they're coming out quick. Movie after movie. They're like preparing the next movie as this one's coming out. So they are announcing it. You are getting your announcement trailer is the end credits of the movie before it. We don't quite get that kind of... You don't get, even in say the Harry Potter series, where of course that's what's coming. They don't put it in the trailer coming coming soon. Deathly Hallows. Of course we know it's coming, but that's just something that is cool with this. And we get a few Spectre agents in this one, and a mention of Dr. No. The part of the reason they're seeking after Bond is because they want revenge for what he did to Dr. No, one of their former agents. I like James Bond. And of the movies that I know well, and I know some of them better than others, there are some of them, particularly for a number of the more modern ones, I may not even have seen. And that's part of what's so fun with the idea of getting to go through the series. But I got lots of other movies I will get to. I just... James Bond 2 weeks in a row? It happens. But yeah. So, From Russia with Love is one of the ones I'm quite a fan of. I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.